Melissa McFerrin now joined us on the post-game show. And, Coach, I don't think you could have drawn it up any better than the one player that has been on the floor for you for 4 years, Rhonda Slonlike, to get that tip in front of over 1,800 at the Fieldhouse on a senior day win. I
was so proud of her and so happy for her, because you're exactly right. If anybody in the huddle, when we're talking about if we miss the layup, we might have to tip the offensive rebound, and Romsus went up and got it. And I can't really envision how many people were there, but I know that she was, and she would be nowhere else than exactly where we told her to be when the shot went up.
She tipped it up, buzzer went off, it bounced around, and it just kind of sat on the rim. How long was that? It was probably really a half second as it hung on the rim, but how long did it seem that ball hung on the front of the rim?
I thought it was coming out, quite honestly. Yeah. I thought, oh, we're going to overtime, but luckily it had just enough English on it to go in, but a really fitting finish for Romsus Slonlike, and just having a great senior day game. I thought she played great. I thought Jasmine Lee was absolutely outstanding today in a tough place in the paint where she couldn't really get a shot up cleanly. Got fouled a bunch, but hit a bunch of free throws.
I think that really the series of the game was that last defensive stand down there. I know you're trying to get a complete stop. I said on the radio, if you're going to let them shoot it, don't let them shoot it outside the arc. This is a team, Tulsa, 27% on the year. They're 10th out of 12th in the league in three-point shooting, but they come in today, they hit 45.5%, 10 of 22. I just didn't want to see them get a three off.
That's exactly right, and we had talked about switching any guard-to-guard screens, and we were actually going over the top of all screens with a strong post hedge. We hadn't done that the whole game, but we just didn't want them to get loose. We wanted them to be able to put the ball on the floor, and if they scored in the paint, then so be it. But we certainly didn't want to put ourselves in a position where we had to hit a three to tie it and go into overtime.
Yeah, you have 1,844, a big thrill here today. And I know it's great if you have a blowout win on senior day, but what a thrill this afternoon. The crowd got its money's worth. Tulsa, we talked about them coming in with confidence after winning at Tulane the other day. You got a 6-point lead. That was your biggest of the game a couple of times in the second half. They weren't going to let you run away with it.
No, and I thought they played very well. They played very hard. We had a hard time keeping their guards in front of us, and we gave up a significant number of offensive rebounds, even though that got better later in the game. I thought Nicole Dixon did a really nice job later in the game of securing rebounds, and also she got a couple tough shots up on a late timeout, on a late shot clock. But Tulsa was very motivated. They were working for that number 4 seed. They knew that if they could beat us, they would move up in terms of the tiebreaker system and better their chances. But I'm really proud of our kids. I mean, we played without Brittany nearly the entire game, and I thought Danae came in and did some good things. Lauren did some good things, but at the end of the day, it was our seniors' night.
Quickly, I'm going to talk about the seniors here in a second, but quickly, just touch on Rice. It's a team that I thought was going to make a big job. I think they've had some injuries this year, but they're going to those teams will be dangerous late in the season and tournament time. You're going to get them to wrap up the regular season Thursday.
Well, and we've talked with that about our team. The last 3 games, we talked about how the UAB game was really like our quarterfinal in the Conference USA tournament. Tonight was our semi. Our game against Rice is going to be our final, because that's what it's going to be. Everyone is fighting for tournament seeding and tournament life. Custer was hurt early in the season. She missed a significant number of games. They've got her back now. I think they're beginning to gel and learn how to play together. They had significant graduation losses last year, so I think it's taken them a little bit of time. But they'll be no less dangerous than Tulsa was, because they're playing for the same thing. They're playing for a top 4 seed.
All right, Coach, that'll be Thursday night down in Houston against Rice at Tudor Fieldhouse. Just kind of real quickly, your thoughts. Don't want to get emotions stirred up, but the 5 seniors here, and again, you can touch on AQ, the only player that's played all 4 years. Brittany's been here 4 years, sat out the first year when she transferred from Georgia. The other 3 very important to you as well.
Well, Kiana James and Danae Collier, I'll start with them first, came to us when we needed to really solidify our depth, and I think they've done that, both in practice and in games. And I think Danae's having a really good senior season. Yeah. Brittany Carter, of course, is the highlight film and the player that we rely on to hit tough shots. She's become a much better defender. But between Brittany and Romsus, I think they're what our program stands for, and Romsus in particular. She may not have had a lot of other options when she chose Memphis, but she has adopted Memphis, and she wears that jersey incredibly proudly. And we simply can't be who we are without those 2 players. And we talk about 20 wins. This is now the 3rd year in a row. That's Brittany, and that's Romsus. And Jasmine Lee has had a great senior year this year. Jasmine Lee has probably grown as much as any player I have ever coached. From the time she stepped foot on this campus, the first day with us, to the player that you saw today, she's probably made more strides than any player I've ever coached, just in terms of her game and her even keelness, so to speak. But the day, honestly, Brittany and Ramses, those are the players that got us started from day one, that believed in the University of Memphis, that believe to this day in what we're doing, and they're still making plays, and they're going to make plays the rest of the year.
And I'll let you go with the remark you've made about Ramses since she got here. Her very first year, you made it on your coach's show the other day. If you had to start again from scratch, that's the player you'd start with. She's been the motor of all the great things the other players have done. She came in the first time I saw her practice. I go, well, that's great. She's working hard as a freshman, but they'll be in and out as practice. Practice is the same as a game for her. That's the motor of the team.
I promise you, Ramses has won more hearts in this building than any other player on our team, because effort and energy are things that every player can give, but not all players are willing to give the amount that Ramses does. And I've said that many times, that anytime you start a program, you want to start it with a player like Ramses, and we've got to find a new one for next year. I think we've got one, but those players set the tone and set the intensity for everything that you do, and Ramses Lawnlack is a winner from the opening tip to the end of the game, and it doesn't matter what's going on. She's going to be there for her team.
And finally, you talk about changing the culture of a program when they came in to where it is now. 3 21 seasons, it's going to be 3 postseason appearances in a row, and it is night and day.
It is, and there are 5 seniors, but there are more players. Nicole Dixon came on board shortly after that as well. We just got so many players to give credit to for what has happened. But I must say this, we're not done yet.
Right.
We are not done yet. And I may bring this up Tuesday in practice. The players will get the day off tomorrow. But I will come with, we still haven't done anything yet. And we've still got to finish this deal. And I'm going to trust that our seniors are going to make that happen.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll let you go. You got a lot of fans waiting for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff.